Welcome to our second video on Cuisenaire rods. In this one we're going to look at patterns. Patterns are an important tool in teaching math to children at all ages. Learning to recognize patterns is key in learning to count and learning to do all forms of arithmetic. So we're going to have you do some patterns. It's also involved in problem solving. We'll do some problem solving. Here's a simple pattern where I'm using some of the rods, and I've got the basic setup of the rods up here again, just to review for you. That there's a white one, and then red, light green, purple, yellow, dark green, black, brown, blue, and orange. Sometimes your colors might just vary a little bit on shades on the patterns on the rods that you purchased. So this pattern, I've got a red one, and then a purple, and then a green, a red, a purple, a green. So to follow in that pattern, the next one would be a red, and then a purple, and then the dark green. So that's completing it, or continuing how an ongoing pattern continues. Sometimes you're just given a few with the idea that you're creating a sequence that is going up. So if you just had these three rods, and you know that they're going up, you could look at it in a couple of ways. One, we could look at the rods we have, and we could see that the red one is the second one, and then the purple, and then the dark green. So the one that would follow, I would skip one, and I'd have a brown rod. And then I'd skip the blue, and we'd have an orange rod. Another one to look at this, way to look at this, and especially once you're given sequences with numbers, is to look at the difference between the two, right? So the red rod is the difference each time. So if I add a red onto the purple, I get the size of the green. If I put a red one onto the green, I'll get the next size up, which is brown. So the difference here, if we were dealing with numbers, would be 2. Or if we're dealing with the rods, the difference is the red rod. If we had another sequence, we could have one that was white, light green, yellow. Once again, our difference is the red rod. Each time we're going up by a red rod. And if we looked, what would be the rod that would be the length of a yellow and a red? And if we try it out, the black rod is that length. So that's the next one in our sequence. And then to find one that would follow it, we would see what's the length of a black and a red rod. And that would be the blue. And again, if we were looking at our set of rods, we're doing every other one. White, green, yellow, black, blue. So that's our pattern. The last pattern we're going to look at are some that you might see in your My Math Lab work. And this is where we create a sequence. Let's see if we can show these well. So we're going to have a sequence. The first one is just one cube. The next sequence, it's got 4 cubes. And then you're asked to find the following one. So I look at this one, and how do we get from that one to here? And I can see that we put 1 cube on top, 1 cube on the left, 1 cube in front. So I'm going to create the second one, and then I'm going to build on it in the same way to create the next one in the pattern. So that would be my next shape. See if we can get it solid here. My mat's a little wobbly. But you're going to have some work like this in your My Math Lab homework as well as your hands-on homework. So I'm hoping that this video is a helpful tool for you.